This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I've never tried spearfishing, but I have seen 1 million years BC, an unusual adventure narrative directed by Chaffey and released in 1966. Set in prehistoric times, obviously, the movie focuses on a caveman named Tumak, who, after a fight, is exiled from his tribe and made to wander the landscape for survival. After some close encounters with giant dinosaurs that didn't actually exist, he winds up under the care of a different tribe, where he's brought to health and is taught new skills, and further ends up helping defend the tribe from a dinosaur attacker, which also wouldn't have existed. Meanwhile, Tumak's old tribe has fallen under new leadership after his brother usurps the role from their father. The story is a bit easy to follow, despite there being no actual discernible dialogue in the film, outside of an opening narration that sets up the film's environment. It's the more precise details that are where things get murky, like specific character relationships or intentions. This isn't necessarily important, but it can cause a bit of confusion when trying to think about them, and the movie is paced pretty slowly, giving you ample time to think about them. Unfortunately, the actor performances aren't as physically expressive as might be necessary to share these bits of information, nor does that narration ever come back into the film, so those looking for some answers may be left in the dark a bit. Then again, the characters themselves are so undeveloped that it may not even matter. It's already hard enough trying to figure out their names. There really isn't too much to the film's favor in its story or characters. It's more in the visuals that are where the movie has its highlights. There are a number of set pieces throughout the film that are fairly obvious constructions, but do manage to maintain some degree of realism, mostly because of how simple and sparse they are. And you can't really screw up a cave. There's also a lot of wide exterior shots that help to sell the emptiness of the world around the cavemen, as well as the arduous journey ahead of Tumak at the start of the film. Special effects by Ray Harryhausen also help to sell this world to the audience, from the terrible shock of an active volcano to a fight between a Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Arguably speaking, it's entirely possible that these kinds of sights were the only reason the movie was made. Well, that and cave women in leather bikinis. Anyways, 1 million years BC is a bit difficult to sit through, not because of its content, but more because it's focused on visual storytelling and unfortunately falters in that very area. Enough so that you find yourself more staring into the scenes and looking around them, rather than absorbing what is actually happening. Then again, at some times there's so much going on with so little context that you can't necessarily figure out what's going on in the first place. That is, there are things that are happening, but because the movie fails to really communicate in a non-verbal way with its audience, it's less of a story and more of an event. The movie is fun to look at, but not to actually watch. "1 million years BC. Don Chaffey, 1966. 2 stars. I wouldn't really recommend it. It's more of a movie you'd leave on in the background and glance at whenever it gets loud. Anyways, that's it for this review. If you liked it, leave me a like. If you didn't, leave me a dislike. If you don't want to do either of those, then drop a comment. And if you still don't want to do that, then subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I feel like this movie would have been better if it had more of that stop motion animation from Harryhausen. That's the good stuff.